Hi, hello, welcome. Today we are going to talk about February's TBR list. I've been kind of distracted all of January between having Animal Crossing now, that's a big distraction, teaching a grad class that I had to kind of rework some material for, with all the different reading challenges and check-ins that we've been doing. I promised myself this year I was gonna step back from some things, and I feel like I keep taking on little things. I'm not trying to overwhelm myself at this point, and I'm trying to let some things go. So I'm thinking about keeping my TBR list just a little shorter for right now because I don't know where my mood and mindset is going to be. February is a weird month because we actually have a week-long break from school in the middle of February, which is glorious, and I'm not counting down the days or anything to it, but that just means that there's a little extra time to read if I don't get caught up with all the other things that I tend to get caught up with on a break. Like, my plan right now is to repaint the living room. That's a pretty big project that would take away from some reading time. So I'm trying to plan accordingly of what my February break will look like, as well as the rest of the month. And I'm hoping that over that February break, I will want to read a lot, but I can't guarantee it. So let's talk about some books. The first book that I'm going to focus on is for Grisha Grind. I'm only going to put one of the Grisha Grind books on for this month, just because it's like weird timing with where we're at with Storm and Siege, but I'm going to work on Ruin and Rising, and I'm going to save Six of Crows for March's TBR. In Ruin and Rising, without giving away too much, it's just a continuation of the battle between Alina and the Darkling, and how the whole trilogy kind of ties up before we encounter the Six of Crows gang. You all know how much I love this trilogy. I'm going to be sad to see it come to a close, but I'm really excited to start on Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. The next book on my TBR is Interment by Samira Ahmed. This book takes place in a very near future United States where the president has deemed that Muslim Americans are a threat to society and to the country. So Muslim American internment camps are created, and she and her family are actually sent to one. While she and her family are on the inside of the camp, she makes some new friends. Her boyfriend is on the outside. She forms this unlikely alliance, and together all of them help her to start this revolution of sorts, becoming really a rebellion against the director of the internment camp. And it just shows how powerful teenage voices can be. And it also just shows how close to home that this was almost a reality at one point in time. My co-teacher's 7th grade daughter read this book, and he said that she absolutely loved it. So if a 7th grade student is saying that they love this book, I know that it's going to be fantastic. It's something that has been on my shelf for quite a while to read. And Samira Ahmed is a Muslim, though she's not practicing, but it will fulfill the Pop Sugar Reading Challenge Prompt 25, which is a book that is written by a Muslim American author. The third book on my TBR I'm so excited about. It's Concrete Rose by Angie Thomas. This cover is just stunning, and I'm so excited to dive back into the Carter's world. This is a prequel to The Hate You Give, and we go way back in time to 17-year-old Maverick, who is Star's father in The Hate You Give. So it's all about his story and how he went from slinging dope, being in a gang, to becoming a father and having a really stable and solid career that supports his family. So it starts off where his dad is in prison, his mom is working 2 jobs. He decides to help her out by making some extra cash, and that just happens to be selling drugs. All of a sudden, Maverick finds out that he is going to be a father, and that changes everything for him. So he decides to take a step back. He decides to stop selling drugs, get a straight-laced job, but you can't just leave a gang and the drug world. It's very challenging to do. There is a brutal murder of someone that he loves, someone who's really close to him, and he has to fight this internal battle of like what to do, right? He wants to be a good father and support his girlfriend and his child, but your loyalties lay within the gang life and the drug lords. And so he has a lot of decisions that he has to make. Spoiler alert, we know that he ends up getting out of all of this because of The Hate U Give. But I think this book is really going to show his growth as a character and the challenges that he's going to face to have to really get out of those situations where not everyone who gets into this can get back out like he did. This is going to fit prompt number 32 on the Pop Sugar Reading Challenge, which is a book that has 3 generations. So a grandparent, a parent, and a child, which would be Maverick's mom, Maverick, and Seven. I cannot wait to read this. I've already seen so many good things about it, and I'm just so excited to dive back into their world. Book number 4 is something that I pre-ordered. I don't have a copy of it yet, but it is A Court of Silver Flames. The book will be released on February 16th. It is going to be another huge book, like the size of Crescent City or bigger maybe, I don't remember. But you know I love the ACOTAR characters. This time we're seeing everything from Nesta's perspective and her relationship with Cassian and how she's learning how to fit into this Fae world that she always despised, she wanted nothing to do with, and now she's been made at the end of the war, and like that reconstruction of self is really what Nesta is going to go through. It's this journey of, you know, who she was and how she's transformed and how she has to readjust and recenter and refresh and renew and all those things to figure out how she fits within this realm and how Cassian can help her throughout all of that. Supposedly it's incredibly spicy, so this is going to fit into prompt number 1 for the Pop Sugar Reading Challenge, which is a book released in 2021. And I just can't wait to be back in this world, but it better be well done. Book number 5 for this month is going to be for the Teaching Saves Lives book club that, you know, every month, 2 months, we read a book and then get together and talk about it. The book for this month is Caste, The Origins of Our Discontent. It's by Isabel Wilkerson. This is a pretty hefty book, so I'm a little nervous about this because y'all kind of know how I do with nonfiction. I have to be like in the right time, the right space to be able to make progress with it. However, I'm really interested in this one because it talks all about how America has this hidden caste system, which as I have come to like do more and more anti-bias, anti-racist trainings and readings, that is something that continues to show up again and again and again. They don't necessarily call it a caste system, but that's really what it is if you look at it compared to other countries that have had caste systems for however long. Isabel Wilkerson uses lots of different stories from history, including Martin Luther King, Satchel Paige, to really illustrate how the caste system has been around and the 8 pillars of it. Something that I like that she says at the end of the summary already is that finally, she points forward to ways America can move beyond the artificial and destructive separations of human divisions toward hope and our common humanity. And I just really like that that's going to be at the end because oftentimes, books like this are hard. They are challenging, they are difficult, and they're uncomfortable. But knowing already that it will end with a message of hope and looking at how we could analyze this in our own society and try to reform it, I think that I will really look forward to that part to see like what action can be done to get away from this kind of establishment. These are the 5 books I'm planning on reading in February. I think that I'll be able to get through all of them. Hopefully plans don't change, but that seems to be my track record so far, is that plans just change, and that's okay. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the slight guest appearances from some of the cats. And in the comments, tell me how many books that you're planning on reading in February and the book that you're looking forward to the most. Nope. You're a little chunky monkey. You going in there?